Hey everybody, this is Kenny Pratt from SellingStorage.com, and I am standing in front of Extra Space Storage in Roseville, California, and I'm going to go in here in a minute and mystery shop them. I want to find out a little bit more about how they sell their insurance product to their new renters, so I'm going to pose as a renter, and maybe, if I'm lucky, I'll maybe even see them work with another prospective customer. So yeah, I'll let you know what I find out, and if there's anything interesting that I've learned while I'm in there that might help your business. But I'm not going to film in there because I think the manager might think that was a little creepy if I was filming the whole thing while we did it. So I'll be back in a few minutes and I'll let you know what I find out. Okay, so I just wanted to give you some context for the mystery shopping over at Extra Space I just did. I actually got a 2-for-1 on this one. Excuse me. I actually got Storage Direct and Extra Space because, as you can see, there's Storage Direct right there, and right across the driveway is Extra Space, and so I went in and I shopped them both. So that's the deal. I learned a lot actually comparing and contrasting the two, which I'll share with you in just a second. Hey, I'm back. I'm doing this shot from inside my office because it's a little bit more quiet here. I think we'll get a little bit better footage out of this than doing it out on the road. But I'm back from visiting Extra Space and the Storage Direct property that was right across the driveway there. And here's a few tips I think for you to help you sell your storage units, and also sell. I was kind of went in with the idea of investigating or understanding better the insurance piece, but came away with some ideas that I think will help you not only with the insurance but also with selling the storage spaces in general. Number one, you might have some room for improvement in getting people out on your property to go not tour the property, but go see the storage unit. And I think that's really important and really effective. I just experiencing it just firsthand myself just now. I really do think it is important to get somebody out to see the product. My experience with Michael at Extra Space was, I think, a very solid effort, probably a B+, A- effort. Very solid effort from him. And one of the things that he did really well, A+ on this one, was he got me out on the property simply by just leading the way. I mean, he's the host, I'm the guest. That's the way your customers feel when they walk in your office. You're the host, they're the guest. So when he stood up and just said, hey, let's take a look outside, and just started walking around the counter and leading me towards the back door, I kind of felt like, all right, I guess that's what we're going to do, you know? And so I didn't even hesitate at all to follow him out there and go look at the storage spaces with him. And while the benefit of that, I think, for Michael was that he was able to build some rapport with me while we spend a little more time together. So by walking around the property, I was able to build some more rapport with Michael. He was able to sell his property a little bit better, tell me some of the features and benefits of his property, and also it gave me a chance to just kind of look around and see firsthand, like, is this the place that I would feel comfortable storing my stuff? Now when you contrast that, I went across the street to Storage Direct. The gal behind the counter there never stood up, never, she didn't seem quite nearly as interested in doing a business with me. But mainly the biggest thing was she never invited me out to go look at any storage spaces. So even though I'm in the storage business, I mean, I know what storage units look like, but I just felt like, from a standpoint of a consumer, if it was me looking for a storage space for my own personal stuff, I sure felt a whole lot. I'm sure the product isn't very much different between the two locations. It's probably very, very similar. But I felt a lot more comfortable with the Extra Space guys because I went around and looked around and I saw where I'd be putting my stuff. So I know it's common for people, store managers, to take your customers on a tour, or to go out and look at the storage unit that they would be storing in. I think that there's probably some room for improvement there. I know that store managers can sometimes get a little lazy and not go through that effort. Or you might have one of those display units inside your office that just shows the sizes. I think that it might be a mistake to rely too heavily on that display unit and not take them out back and actually show them the unit that you intend to rent them. So that's item number one. Item number two, if you're selling insurance at your location, the pay with rent type insurance, not the brochure insurance, but the pay with rent insurance. I use, in our company, we use Deans and Homer. Very satisfied with them, so a little shout out for Deans and Homer. They don't compensate me or anything. I'm just a satisfied customer. But anyway, so if you do some sort of pay with rent insurance, one thing that I noticed that was kind of a downer for Extra Space was on their 10 by 15 units, they were asking $121 with the insurance price baked in, so $9 for insurance. And I think they might be getting a little less rent than they could be getting, because Storage Direct across the street was asking $119 for their storage space, and that does not include the insurance. So are you kind of just trading, kind of taking money and calling it insurance when it could be rent? Maybe. So, jury's out a little bit. I don't have conclusive evidence on that one, but definitely you might want to consider how you're presenting the insurance, whether you're baking it into the price or whether you're talking about it as kind of an add-on, whether or not that's maybe affecting how much rental income you're getting. And another thing that the guy at Extra Space did that I think was good, and I think we can all learn from, is he clearly bought into the idea of the insurance. And I think this goes for anything that we're selling, whether it's the storage unit, the climate control, or whatever feature you're trying to convince your customers important that they should pay money for. Clearly Michael at Extra Space understood the insurance program, and he believed in the insurance program, made him much more persuasive. I mean, it wasn't like he was pushy, but because I could feel that he believed in it and that he thought it was a good idea, it made me, the consumer, a lot more comfortable with the idea, even though clearly I wasn't going to buy it. But anyway, I got to tell you, playing the part of the customer kind of puts me in that emotional state like I am the customer, and it really did, I think, help me a lot to hear him feel so confident about what he was offering. So as a takeaway, if you operate storage facilities, I don't know what you can do. I don't have a lot of concrete suggestions about what you might do at this point off the top of my head, but clearly think about what you might do to get your store managers to understand your program and to believe in your program. I know in my case, one thing we do is we help our store managers understand what we're going to do to take care of our customers when there's a claim, and why it's a good idea, so they understand. And so I feel blessed that our store managers have a good feeling about our insurance program. It's reaped a lot of benefits for us, but I saw it firsthand with Michael today. So there's your takeaways. One, do a better job of getting your people out on the property. It makes a difference. And number two, make sure your folks understand your program and do everything you can to get them to believe in your program and feel good about it. Believing in it just means they feel good about it. And one last thing. I mean, it's clear to me that Michael liked his job. I mean, he liked working at Extra Space, and I think really this is a little bit off topic, but I think that's really a function of, A, he must like his boss decently or well enough, and he feels like the company treats him fairly. So I think that goes a long ways, or goes right hand in hand with believing in what you're selling, is feeling good about the company you work for. And so, gosh, think about how you're treating your employees, and if maybe you could, if there's some improvement you might need to make there so that they can feel a little bit better about where they work, I'm sure you'll get some benefit out of that as well. So I'm Kenny Pratt, and that's my quick review of the insurance program at Extra Space and some things you might learn from it. And I'll see you around.